So what material, that's out of the way. Now the next question was, how much should I read? How long should I study? What should I do about this whole 15-hour, 16-hour business that I keep hearing? Then one more thing about this exam is that everybody who's not written the exam has a very strong opinion on the exam. So all the people, like parents, will be like, you should read everything, you're not studying enough, etc. See, how much you can concentrate, it comes. I won't give you vague answers, okay, because I used to hate vague answers. When I used to be sitting over there, people would come up on stage and be like, you should understand your limits. Don't study too much, but not too less. So that used to complicate things for me a lot. I'll be very specific with you. If I'm not giving a specific answer, cut me short. As far as learning is concerned, this is how I did it. There's obviously no magic pill, magic this thing, but I felt that, okay, if I could spend around 7-8 hours sitting in front of the table, that's the first step. Okay, learning comes second. You have to sit at the table first. So my challenge was I should spend 7 to 8 hours at the table. I'll give you a piece of advice. Again, it's a piece of advice. I'm not saying this is the only way to go about it. How many of you stay up all night and prepare? How many of you have this, like, I'll study all night, I'll sleep during the day, that sort of system? You don't have to feel embarrassed. I used to do that. Okay. Now, this is usually an issue that comes up because from are you all engineers by any chance? So, no, what happens, all of us do this, right? We study one night before the exam and then you go write the exam and come back and sleep. And I think that is okay for a graduate level exam and all. It's not a good habit for the IAS exam. I'll tell you why it's not a good habit. I've tried both these. I used to study all night and sleep during the day in my first attempt, and the second attempt I reversed this thing. When you try it out, you actually try, this becomes a little difficult, but I managed to do this. I decided that whatever happens, I'll sleep at 11. Okay, I used to sleep at 11 and wake up by around 7, which is a good 8 hours. And when you try that out, you'll realize that your day is actually much longer and much more productive. You must have an argument in your head that, okay, but at night nobody can disturb me. Like during the day, there's a lot of activity and all of that. Like close your room and that's it. You don't need more silence than that. And also, you're going to write your exam during the day. Okay, so whatever sounds you're hearing and all of that, that's all going to be, if you have to write an exam with that level of sound around, I think you can afford to learn as well. You find that the day is longer when you start in the mornings, because the shifting times of the day actually are like different phases. At night, what happens is the lights are off and suddenly it's morning, it's just done. But during the day, 7 to 11 is like one solid segment. You have a break for lunch. So if you're not doing too well before lunchtime, your lunch is like the time you can sit down and then think that, okay, post lunch I need to get my game on. Then evening you can have like tea or coffee, right, at around 5 o'clock. So let's say you waste your time again. Now you've wasted all day. But even then you still have 5 hours to redeem yourself after that. So the day is generally longer. I would advise you get into that mode of things. And also this is not good for your health. Okay, I was in Delhi for the first attempt. I did this for a long time, and at the end of it, like every possible problem I could get, I got. So in the long term, it's very harmful. Don't do it. How long should you study? I would say you need a minimum. Try to sit at the table for 7 to 8 hours. Okay, if you sit at the table for 7 to 8 hours, you will be able to concentrate for maybe 4 hours. 3 hours, your mind will wander, and it is supposed to wander because you're suddenly coming face to face with so much new material, and so many things that you thought were true are just being demolished every day when you read the newspaper. Something that you thought was true yesterday, it becomes falsified today. Like you read an article yesterday and you form your opinion on a subject that, okay, this is what I think on this issue. The next day, one counter article, you're like, okay, this is also correct. So you're going through that phase of learning, and it's best that initially when you sit for 8, you'll be able to concentrate for say 4. But as you keep sitting, that 4 will become 5, 5 will become 6, and the 2 hours your mind will more or less wander, which is fine, which is not a problem. Keep it at that level, starting now. That's I would say that's the basic minimum you need. Like if you're going to say that I want to concentrate less than around 3 hours a day, then just tell yourself you're not really in a major competitive exam then. If 3 hours a day is all it takes, that's the amount of time we watch videos on YouTube sometimes, right? So you need at least 4 to 5 hours of concentrated learning, for which you'll have to sit down at the table for at least 7 to 8 hours. And